Hey rowers, today is going to be a strength workout. So lots of low ratings, high pressure, but the primary focus of the workout, or the sort of fun aspect of it, is going to be that we are going to be changing the drag factor. So for those of you on the Concept 2 rowers, this is really aimed at you guys. That's that lever over on the right hand side. Normally you just set it and leave it. Today we're going to be messing with it. For those of you on water rowers, that would be the equivalent of changing the amount of water in the tank. That's a hassle, so you guys can just follow along with the same amount of water, or if you really want to, you can find some system to change the water between each piece, but it's a hassle. There is a background video, a technique video that is focusing on drag factor and why we do it, what happens when you change the drag factor. I was considering doing that at the beginning of this video, but I get way too excited about it. I talk too long, so I'm going to leave that for its own separate video. There's a link to it in the comments below, and you guys can watch that if you want to, before this video, after, what have you. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start out with the drag factor. Since today is a drag factor workout, we're going to start out with it at that low level that we normally keep it at. For me, that's around 3, which is basically a 120 if you're actually measuring your drag factor. But you guys can put it wherever works for you. Let's start out strapped in, and we are going to begin today's workout with the pick drill. So pick up the handle, nice wide grip. Let's come to that finish position. So holding the handle just below at the bottom of your sternum, shoulders relaxed, elbows out from your body, and starting with our arms only, ready, rope. As usual, the pick drill begins with just the arms, then we'll add in the body swing, and then add in a half slide drive, and then extend out to full slide. While we're rowing with just our arms, think about suspending your body and engaging the core to keep yourself in that layback position so you aren't using your body to get a little bit of extra drive. You're just pulling with the arms. We're going to extend out to body over, so hinging from the hips in 2 strokes. 1, 2, hinge forward. As you start that swing back, focus on swinging from the hips, not pulling in with the shoulders or your arms. You should be initiating with the hips so that you have a suspension off the handle with straight arms until your body is mostly swung back. And that's when you start pulling in with the arms. Thinking about your feet, the pressure should be going through your midfoot to your heels here. And let's start adding in legs. We're going to go to half slide. So just moving the seat to about halfway up, maybe 6 to 10 inches from the front end. Into 1, 2. When we go into half slide right here, still think about getting that swing through the finish where your arms pass over your knees and then your legs start bending to come up to the catch. And then initiate the drive with that leg press. You're not starting it out by lifting your chest. You're not starting out by pulling with your arms. Your chest and your arms stay stable. And you just rest with the legs. And let's go to full slide into 1, 2. Stroke rate is about 20 here. Rest. Rest. Think about sitting tall. Now that we're at full slide, there is a temptation to kind of slump down. Chest up, reach out, extend from the hips. Getting that suspension by hanging off of your lats. And as you come to the front end, feel the weight build in your toes. The pressure between your toes and the foot stretcher increases. And you drive down through your entire foot. Now we're going to take one 15-stroke increasing pressure piece, and then we're going to pause for a moment to mess with the drag factor. So sit tall, get ready for 15 strokes where every 5 strokes you're increasing the pressure. We're going to make the rate stable at 25. Bring it up to 25 in 2. 1, 2, 25 strokes a minute. Press. Solid pressure. And we're gonna bring up the pressure, same rate. On this one for 5 strokes. Press a little harder. 2, 3, 4, 5. One last shift up in pressure. Press, drop that split. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ease it off. Okay. So now, we're gonna do a little micro version of the workout here, where we're gonna start out by knocking that drag factor up front up to 10. Not 10, actually 9, just a little under 10. For those of you who have tender backs, sort of delicate mid-section areas here, be careful with this. When I say bring the drag factor way up, bring the damper way up, maybe don't bring it all the way up. Bring it halfway up. The higher the damper is, the more pressure there's going to be, especially through this core area in your lower back, because that is what will be suspending you as you press with the legs and keeping that handle moving at the same speed as your seat. If your back collapses, your seat will move back and the handle will stay forward. So your back is what's keeping that going. And so with the drag factor higher, there's going to be more pressure there. So if your back is tender or prone to injury, don't bring the drag factor up quite so high. But what we're going to do is we're going to take 4 15-stroke pieces. Not difficult or not hard pieces, mid-pressure, but just to feel what happens as we change the damper setting of large amounts. So we're starting out up near the top, sitting at the front end, just 15 strokes, around 24 strokes a minute. Ready, rope. Should feel heavy, feel like you're accelerating all the way through the stroke. Sort of like you're rowing through a heavy liquid, thick liquid. Take 5 more. 2 more, 1, and 2. Okay, we're gonna knock that down a couple notches, down to 6 to 7. Another 15 strokes, ready, row. Still at 24, but it should feel a little lighter now. Sit up. Last 5. Two more. 1 and 2. Knock it down to about 4. 3 to 4. Get ready for 15 strokes. Ready, row. Should feel very light and quick now compared to what we were doing. Breathe deep. Keep that distance between your seat and your heels. Three more strokes. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, one more of these. Knocking that damper all the way down. Be really light. Yeah, try and keep the rate relatively low though. Still in that 24, 26 range. Coming up, 15 strokes. Ready, row. Got to be really quick off the front end to get that engagement here. Last 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Whew, okay. Take a breather, grab some water. Nice job. Okay, that's our warm-up. Feeling warm, I hope. I am. So today's workout, we are going to be, like I said, messing with that drag factor. For now, move that drag factor up to a low mid-range. So for me, that's gonna be about 3. 2 to 3 is probably a good spot. We're gonna be doing 5 4-minute pieces. We're starting out at a lower drag factor, so 2 to 3. And then each piece, we're going to increase the drag factor by about 1. Again, if you've got a sore back or anything like that, maybe make it a little less, make the increase total a little less, and maybe move it up by about half a notch. And along with that increase in drag factor, we're going to decrease the rate. So we're going to start out at 24 strokes a minute, not super high, but solid pressure. Then next one, drag factor goes up 1, stroke rating goes down 1, 23 strokes a minute for 4 minutes. 22 for 4 minutes with 1 more drag factor, and then 21 for the 4 minutes with 1 more drag factor. However, then on the last piece, we're gonna change it up, let ourselves have a little bit of fun, let loose. We're gonna do what I like to call shooting the moon. So we start out at a really low rate, 18 strokes a minute. Then every 10 strokes, I'm gonna have you bring up that stroke rate by 2 beats. So 18, 10 strokes later, 20, 22, 24, on up as high as we go. If things go correctly, we should end up in the mid-30s, so we will end up going very fast. Now between each of these pieces, we're going to have 3 minutes, a long time to rest, and so you should be able to recover. Those 3 minutes we will be paddling, so if you need to stop, grab some water, stretch out, that is totally fine. But when we start up that 4 minutes again, you're back on it. The goal during those 3 minutes, if you're watching your heart rate, is to let your heart rate get back into that green zone. So even though we'll be moving, it's an active recovery, you do want to be moving very lightly, just enough to keep your body loose. And honestly, you've seen that I do that a lot during my sort of time between pieces anyways, but in this case, it's more standardized. We've got a little bit longer between the pieces. So that's the workout. So if you haven't already, drop that drag factor down into the low mid range. If you really want to make today a strength workout, you can bring it up a little bit. Keep in mind, by the end of this, the fourth 4 minute piece will be 3 notches higher than we are right now. So if you bring it up above like 5 or 6, you'll be all the way up at the top. But that is pretty much it. Let's get strapped in. For those of you who want to set up the actual times on the Concept 2, hit your menu button. Then we're going to go select workout, new workout, intervals, intervals time, knock that time plus to 4 minutes, then hit the forward button, forward, and one more time. So now we can give ourselves plus a 3 minute break between pieces. Hit the check mark and we are ready to go. Low drag factor, first 4 minute piece. If you're watching your splits and trying to figure out where you should try and get your split to, this is a hard pressure piece. So think 2K plus 6 or so. If you want to take today a little lighter, knock that back. The goal on each of these pieces is to get your split as close to the last piece as possible. It will probably go up. It'll probably go up by about 1 second-ish per piece, maybe more. Depends on what your strengths are, how the workout goes for you. But that is the goal, is to get it as close to the previous piece as possible. So, sit up, starting out at 24 strokes a minute. Ready, rope. Start out this workout, think about suspension, reaching out. Suspension is what allows you to get solid engagement off the front end as you start the stroke. Without suspension, you won't get that same engagement. When I'm talking about suspension, by the way, that is the feeling of reaching out and having your arms straight, just feeling like you're hanging from the handle as your legs are pressing. Shoulders ahead of your hips, swing around the finish. About your breathing out through the finish. Relax those shoulders. And around the finish, take 10 strokes and focus on your quick hands. Hands in and out. Body follows. And only then do the legs start to bend, going back to the front end. We are halfway through. wiggle your fingers a little bit on the handle, just suspending off your fingers, not gripping with your entire hand. And focus in on your leg drive, right here. Press with the legs. Press. Three minutes down, 1 to go. You've been able to hold the same split all the way through. Stick with it. If that split has crept up, try and bring it back down to where we were for the last 30 seconds. And last 30 seconds, right here, sit up. Hinge forward, drive to the legs. Take 5 more strokes. 1, 2, 3, reach forward, 4, and 5. Easy. That is piece number 1 complete. So, remember what I said between each piece. Damper goes up by 1 slot. Do that right now. I'm moving mine from a 3 to a 4. And when we start up again, the stroke rate will drop down to 23. So slower, more powerful, and the handle is going to feel heavier. As the handle weight goes up, you may feel like it's a little easier to engage at the front end, but you also feel like you're hauling on the handle just a little more. About 2 minutes left. Remember, we're doing that nice recovery row. Control. During these recoveries, I always really like to focus on maintaining good form, because you don't have to worry about pressing hard, so all you have to think about is sitting tall and suspending while you drive, then pushing the hands out, swinging over, then keeping that distance between your heels and the seat so you're at the correct front end position as you drive. Got about 30 seconds more right here. If your screen shows you what your split was on the last 4-minute piece, see how close you can get to hitting that split again on this next one. Even though the rate's coming down, on this next stroke we are on. Press right here, 23 strokes a minute.
I've been running from 9 to 5, been biting my
4 minutes.
This was the way to go, and you put up your comfort show. I say cheers to
Getting connection immediately when you start the drive, and then maintaining the pressure between your fingers and the handle all the way to the finish.
Forgot all about what I did last night. What I do remember that it was real nice. Talks about me are never good. I don't live like the way that I should. Oh well, I'm in for some fun tonight. Just leave me alone. I'm on the show.
You feel your shoulders getting tight as you get a little more tired. Take a breath. Breathe up. And as you breathe out, go ahead for the drop.
Hey now, don't be shy. Follow my lead if you wanna be mine. Hey now, just you and I. We could be the next Bonnie and Clyde. Hey now, don't be shy. Follow my lead if you wanna be mine.
Here we go, halfway through. Got this. Maintain length, reaching to the front end, power back every stroke.
Just leave me alone. I'm on the show. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of.
Make sure your head's not falling down. Keeping looking straight ahead, chin up, keep those airways open.
Hey now, don't be shy. Follow my lead if you wanna be mine. Hey now, just you and I. We could be the next Bonnie and Clyde. Hey now, don't be shy. Follow my lead if you wanna be mine. Oh, it's our time to rise up. Live the life.
Got this, rolling powerfully, last minute. Take another 4 strokes like this, then you're gonna sit up and take that final push. And 4, sit up, last 30 seconds. Press through the legs. Press. Suspend off the handle. Swing through the finish. And 5 more strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Easy. Deep breaths. That is 2 pieces done. As soon as you're feeling good and ready, just reach up, knock that damper up 1 more. That brings me up to 5, but you may be higher or lower than that. Or if you're not on a concept 2, you may be doing your own thing altogether. So taking a look at that chart, we are halfway through these 4-minute pieces where we're bringing the damper up every time. After that 4th one, we'll drop it back down before we shoot the moon. Nice, long, easy strokes. watching your heart rate monitor, trying to get into that green zone, zone 2. And then when we start up again, even at this lower rate, by the time we finish, you should be in the upper orange or lower red zones. 4 minutes isn't a lot of time to build it up at a lower rate, but it should be enough. Totally under control. Sitting up. Low stroke rate. Got 30 seconds. This next piece, we're going to be at 22 strokes per minute. High pressure. Take another look at your average split from the last piece. See how close you can get to that average on this next one. One more easy stroke, and let's build it up here. Press, let's find 22. Press. Just a little more quickness. Right here, we're at 22. Stroke should feel heavier with the lower stroke rate and with the higher damper. Flywheel has more time to slow down, and then it takes more effort to spin it back up. So as the stroke rates go down and the damper goes up, the workout starts favoring large, strong people. It starts to get a little harder for those smaller, quick people. But when the damper goes back low again, that'll be your time to shine, you smaller folk, because you can get quick off the patch, and you can drive that stroke rating up higher than someone who's like me, 6'4", would be able to. Okay, we are coming into the halfway mark. Just a couple strokes. With this halfway done, focus in on sitting tall. Really make sure you're staying engaged through the core, keeping your back tall and straight. Only a little bit of bend. You don't want to be putting pressure between your discs by hunching your back and then pressing. Say 5 for length. Reach your arms out. Hinge from the hips. 1, 2, reach out. 3, 4, and 5. Sit up. Last minute, focus on your legs. Drive with the legs. Breaths. We're coming into this last 30 seconds. You see if you can give it just a little more. right here. Rest. Suspend. Rest. Last 4 strokes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Great job, everyone. 3 down. 1 to go of these ones. And then 1 fun one. Okay. We've got 1 more damper setting. Knock that up to 6. Or wherever you are, just 1 up. A half notch up. However you are doing it. And let's get into that steady state recovery row. Hardly any pressure. Just keeping your body moving. Take a look at that chart. See how far through you are. Looking good. This is your last of these 4-minute pieces where you're just holding on to the same rate all the way through. To go. Think about that reach out around the finish. Everything's in slow motion here. Coming up, we have a low rate, 21 strokes a minute, high drag factor piece. So that means it's going to be very heavy every stroke. So you're squeezing off that handle, squeezing out that beginning drive. Get ready on this next stroke. Press. Let's find 21. Press. Press. We are. This is the rate that we're holding through this entire workout. Sit up, swing through the finish. Push that chest forward. The glutes, drive with the legs. Great job, 1 minute down. Breathing every stroke. We're coming in on the halfway point. Take 5 to focus on the leg. Relax shoulders, reaching from the hips. You got this. If now is the moment where you're starting to think that you don't have it, let me tell you that you do. Take one more stroke every time. One more. Last minute. As of right now, you have less than 20 strokes to go. So are you ready to rock? Fella, don't ever stop. We are on a crash course of freedom and we can go as long as we want. Yeah. Focus on that leg press. You're coming into 30 seconds to go. Right here. Rest. Rest. Extending out. Suspending into the finish. Let's take 3 more strokes. 1, 2, and 3. Easy. Awesome. That's tough. That was heavy. Once you've got your breath a little bit, reach out and knock that drag back to back down to where we started. For me, it's a nice happy 3. Rowing nice and easy. I'll tell you again about this whole shooting the moon business. This is our last 4 minutes and things are gonna change. So, we are starting out at 18 strokes a minute. I'm gonna get us close to that. I don't have a stroke counter here, but I'm gonna try us getting going into that just before we start. And then we're gonna hold on to 18 for 10 strokes. Then after 10 strokes, build up to 20. Take 10 strokes there, build up to 22. Every 10, building it up 2. Maintain high pressure the entire time. If you're watching your split should start out somewhere higher than where we just ended probably. But you're still pushing hard. Just a really low stroke rate. And then every time the rate builds up, see if you can drop that split by a couple seconds. We'll be in an all-out sprint by the time we finish that 4-minute piece. One thing to think about is that every time the stroke rate goes up in this piece we're coming into, try and bring it up not by pulling yourself up through the finish, or through the release, through the recovery. Third time's the charm. Don't pull yourself up through the recovery, but be quick with your hands out, body over, and then get a little faster jump at the front end. Drive your legs just a little harder. That's how the rate goes up each time. Okay, starting at 18. We're going right into this first 10 strokes. Press. Find that power. I'm going to do minimal coaching so I can focus on counting. 5 more strokes. Into 20 strokes per minute. 1, 2, small shift up. A little quicker. Into 22. 1, 2, sit up. Press a little quicker. Into 24. 1, 2, let's make that shift. Press. One more, and we're going up to 25. On this one. Press for 26. Halfway through. Into 28. 1, 2, right here. Press, quick hands. Into fine 30. 1, 2, press. And 32, right here. Press. Let's find 34 on this one. Quick hands. Press. Press it up. What have you got? Last 5 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Easy. Whew. You are done with the hard work. Give yourself a round of applause. Grab some water. Once you're feeling up for it, join me in a cool down. Woo!
If you made it up to that 36, or even shifted to a 38 near the end, that is amazing. If you found yourself limited to the 30, 32, wherever you found your max rate was before the forms start falling apart, that's okay. Just want to try going hard at the end of that piece. It's all about finding your limits and then seeing if next time you can push that limit just a little bit. My limit on that was 35, touching on 36. Those of you who rode directly with me might have noticed this. The stroke rate did not go much above that. Nice light rowing. Let that heart rate drop. Let's get some pauses in. Right here, pause, body over. Stretch out those hamstrings, get that forward reach, and row. Reach, row. Reach, row. So when I tell you to get that forward reach, the goal is not just to reach out, but then as much as your legs coming up into your chest will allow, hold that forward body angle up to the front end and through row, leg drive. Row. 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 Shortening up the pause time. Row. But still getting to that same position. Row every time. Row. Row. Just basically tapping the pause. Row. 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 And drop it out. Continuous rowing. And let's do an anti-pick drill. That's what I like to call it. It's like the opposite of a pick drill, where we're gonna go from rowing full strokes to dropping out the arm pull. So we're just doing legs and body. On this one, legs and body, arms stay straight. And let's drop out the body swing. So we're just doing legs in 2, 1, 2. Hold your body in that forward position. Just press the legs. Make sure you're sitting tall. Not letting yourself slump down here. I know you're tired. Keep that good form. Let's go to half slide with the legs, so just the top half. See if you can engage the handle in 2, 1, 2. Press, 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 press. Take 5 full strokes. 1, nice and light. 2, 3, nice after that. 4 and 5. You are done. Rack that handle. Give yourself a stretch. Give yourself a pat on the back. I apologize for just whacking my mic. I'm sure that wasn't a pleasant sound. And that is it. Make sure you get some water today. Get some good food. Get some stretching. I will see you next time. Row strong.